ABC4, connected to you. Live from the area's leading news station, this is News 4 at 11.
A bailout for financial giants. The federal government promises money to save Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but a tough Monday is ahead. Evening, everyone. I'm James Adams. Tonight, there are a lot of nervous investors. Together, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guarantee almost half of the nation's mortgage debt. If one or both go under, stocks will likely tumble and mortgage rates, they could balloon. So their survival, it is very important to the White House and Wall Street. Brian Moore has our story.
In an extraordinary Sunday statement, Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson threw his department's weight
on Columbia Road at 17th Street, then took off. Chris Van Cleve is live at the crime scene where some citizen heroes stepped in. Chris?
Julie, this is where we're told the shooting happened. The victim managed to get from this spot inside this Radio Shack here for cover. But this is a very busy area. Down there is 18th Street. And if you follow me this way, Julie, this is an apartment building. And up ahead there where those lights are, that's a very heavily trafficked Safeway. So at 11 o'clock today, we're told a lot of people were out coming and going from church and brunch. And then they heard the pop of gunfire.
3 rapid succession fires. Pop, pop, pop.
Brazen daytime gunfire on a busy stretch of Columbia Road in Adams Morgan sent people diving for cover and one man to the hospital with a gunshot wound.
Pretty surprising, pretty shocking, honest. I didn't know this. I don't know what to think.
What can somebody be thinking about? To shoot somebody on a crowded street at 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
But as the suspect, who police identified as 41-year-old Adrian Guerra, allegedly ran from the scene, gun in hand, witnesses chased after him.
They took after this guy, and they roughed him up. But he turned and shot at them on 18th Street. Fortunately, no one was hit.
Councilman Jim Graham calls the Good Samaritans heroes for slowing the suspect down enough for cops to nab him in the 2100 block of 18th Street.
And basically sort of did what I could do.
Across the street from the shooting, Trip Phillips was working at this bike shop. A trained EMT, he heard the shots, saw the gunman take off, and then rushed across Columbia to find a man down, bleeding badly from a leg wound.
I was first on the scene, and I did what I'd like to think, the majority of people in this town would do.
At this point, police aren't saying much about a possible motive here. We understand the suspect is facing likely charges of assault with a deadly weapon. As for the victim, at last report, he was hospitalized. We're hearing his injuries are believed to be non-life-threatening. Live in Adams Morgan tonight, Chris Van Cleve, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Chris. Heavy rains and some booming thunderstorms are rolling.
So let's check in with Steve in the Storm Center and see what's up outside. Hey, Steve.
Well, hey, James, at least the thunderstorms have died down, but we continue to see some scattered showers move across the area. And this will be the trend until tomorrow morning. For the morning commute, most of this will be out of here, but we could see at least a few lingering showers, especially east of the district. So right now, temperatures are in the lower and the mid-70s. Temperatures really won't drop all too much tonight, but here's what's happening on Digital Doppler. You can see that we do have some scattered showers moving across the area. Everything moving from the southwest up to the northeast. We have another batch off to the southwest that will move across the area over the next couple of hours. And there's the bigger picture. You can see the front as it makes its way towards the east coast. Again, some off and on showers through tomorrow morning. Then after that, we're looking for a great week. We'll have your complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. James, back to you.
See you shortly. 3 sharp pops. That's what diners and shoppers in Adams Morgan heard just after 11 o'clock this morning. Some knew it was gunfire and tried to chase down the shooter. One man looked for the victim, and his actions are credited with saving that victim's life. Darcy Spencer has the story. Darcy.
Well, hi, James. That man worked right here behind me at the bike shop. He also has a medical services training. He ran to the victim and helped him, and tonight some are calling him a hero. Trip Phillips was working at the city bike shop in Adams Morgan around 11:15 in the morning when he heard gunshots.
And we heard 3 distinct audible pop, 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 pop.
One of Phillips' co-workers saw 3 or 4 men run past the shop, one of them armed with a pistol. Across the street on Columbia Road, a crowd formed. Phillips is also a trained EMT. He started looking for a victim.
Gunshots, someone got nailed. And I crossed the street to find the gentleman in question. Had been shot in the leg, bleeding excessively, as one would with a gunshot wound.
The man had been shot in the leg and hit with a pipe over the head. Phillips' training kicked in.
You use a tourniquet, locks off some blood, apply as much pressure as possible, and elevate the wound to try to keep as much blood in the system and keep it flowing as possible.
Meantime, a group of witnesses chased the gunman, helping police to make an arrest at 18th and Colorama Streets a few blocks away.
It was surreal. People with sticks chasing after the person that had just opened fire in the middle of Columbia Road. And so if it wasn't for two sort of good Samaritans, one who came out and performed DMT and another group of people that said, not in our neighborhood, you know, these guys could have easily gotten away.
Ward 1 Councilman Jim Graham represents the area.
Well, it's absolutely shocking. It's also unheard of, though. We don't have 11 a.m. Sunday morning attacks in Adams Morgan. It just doesn't happen.
The shooting victim is expected to survive, some say thanks to a bike shop worker who risked his life to help someone in need.
It's something we don't see enough in this country anymore, to be perfectly frank. And I think, you know, if you ask the average person, sure, they'd want to stand up and help. And it was just right guy at the right time sort of deal.
The police were able to make one arrest. The suspect has been identified as 41-year-old Adrian Guerra. He is charged with assault with a deadly weapon, and the victim is expected to be okay. We'll send it back to you, James.
All right, thank you so much, Darcy. The deadliest attack on U.S. forces in Afghanistan